I was born and raised in Ghana, moving from Ghana to America. Before we got out of the place, the embassy, I took a foot outside and I'm like, why is it freezing out here? Why does it feel like I'm in a refrigerator? I just moved from Africa. It's like moving from like 80 degrees weather to like 20 degrees weather.
Oh, hell no!
Hey y'all, it's your girl Fia and I'm back with another video. Ooh, like the sun is really popping today. Like y'all can see how like I'm smiling. I'm really smiling because the sun is really popping.
Okay.
Let's do a little outfit check. Outfit of the day. It's just a little sum. Nothing too crazy, yo. So you guys, as you can tell by the title, I'm basically gonna be talking about my experience moving from Ghana to America. Oh my gosh, like I can't believe this day is actually here for me to actually talk about, because I've always been wanting to like talk about my experience, you know. So you guys, I moved to the States in 2019. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's been 4 years. Congratulations to me, because I moved here in February. No way, no kidding, y'all. Like, oh my gosh, so it's been exactly 4 years since I moved to the States. Anyways, you guys, so let me talk about my experience. So I was in Ghana. I was born and raised in Ghana, Accra to be specific. I had most of my entire childhood there, so you know, I'm an African girl.
Boy, if you don't get...
Anyways, yo, so it all started when I was in high school in Ghana, first year of high school. So I kind of knew I was gonna come to the States, but I was like in middle school, right? It was in middle school. So in middle school, when I heard the information I'll be coming here, I'm like, oh shit, bro, I'm not gonna be studying, because like, what's the point? I'm gonna move here anyways. But guess what, it did not happen. So I had to even write my exams to go to high school. Bro, I remember that day I was not studying, so my professor called my mom to tell her that, oh, you know, your daughter says she's moving to the States, so her like education, like her performance has been so low. When I went home, my mom blasted me. I'm like, bro, you should be studying, you never know. And yeah, she was actually right, because I stayed in Ghana until high school. Getting to the first year of high school, it was whatever. I was like, I kind of closed my mind on it, because I was like, I'm probably not gonna come here anyway, so let me just forget about it and just study and try to become something better in the future. So we have 2 semesters. My first semester was kind of good. I was doing well. And my second semester, I went home and came back and I found out that I'm actually coming here for real. You guys, I'm coming to United States of America for real.
Oh my God! Wow!
So second semester, guess what? I was not studying again, because I was actually very confident, because like we had started doing my medicals and you know, I was not studying at all. So like, if you're following me back in high school and you're not trying to study like me, then I'm sorry, because I kind of knew I was coming here, so there was no point of studying. So if you're following my lead, then bro, forget it. Oh, the sun is gone. It's gonna come back. Oh, see, there you go. Anyways, so what was I saying? So yeah, I had to like, when I found out like how I knew that I was very confident I'll be coming here was like, we started doing our medicals and you know, getting ready, prepared, bro. Like I got like almost 10 shots, 10 freaking shots, like vaccines. It was so painful, but it's worth it, right? So we had to do medicals, file our papers and get ready and all that good stuff. I was in school when it was happening, and with my school, it's like they don't really allow us to go out. Like it was a boarding school. I made a video about it. It was a boarding school, so you cannot go out at all unless it's like a very serious, you know, excuse, like going to the hospital if you're sick or something. So I was not sick. So my mom had to come to the school to actually talk to the administrators to like actually, you know, ask for permission for me to leave, because they were very strict. So I actually went home with her, and I was doing my stuff, and my classmates were wondering like, why do I keep going home? Like, I'm just, you know, going to the appointment and stuff, like I'm sick kind of, but they didn't really know what was going on. So the day was finally here when school was over, right? My first year of high school was over and we were about to leave. I kind of told a few of my friends. I think I told 2 or 3 people. So I first told one of my closest friends. She was Abigail. Shout out to Abigail. I told her that I would be coming here. She kind of didn't believe it. She was like, oh my gosh, you really come here? She was the first person I told. She kind of knew about it, but she didn't really believe that I was actually leaving. Like, am I for real? And I told another, like one of my friends in my dorm. She's called Christiana. Shout out to Christiana too. I told this girl that I'm probably not coming back next year. And she said, girl, stop lying. Like, I know your ass gonna be back here again. Like, stop lying. I'm like, no, I'm for her. But like, I didn't want to make it serious because you never know what's gonna happen. What if I'm like, I tell everyone and it never happens and I come back to school? That'll be so embarrassing. I kind of like gave them a hint that I might not be coming back. Oh my gosh, I told Ruby and she gave me a cute bracelet. I have it there. I still have the bracelet. It's somewhere there. I told Ruby about it and she was like kind of she wasn't really sure. They were all not sure because like it was all of a sudden, you know. So I didn't want to make it too obvious too, because you never know. Like, you know, like for Africans there's this stereotype that like if you're traveling somewhere you're not supposed to be telling people because, you know, they could bring you down, or, you know, the African witches and wizards.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Y'all know how it goes. So like, I'm not supposed to be telling people, but I had to tell those close friends of mine because, you know, I can't like when I move, I don't know when I'm gonna ever like contact them again, so I had to get their numbers and all that. And then I came back home and got prepared and everything. Yo, like, I was like, oh my gosh, it's actually for real. When they called me, like they called us in to like have an interview. Oh my gosh, I'm like, yo guys, it's actually for real. Like, it's happening. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's happening. Oh my god. Wow. I was so freaking excited. So like for our interview, I think most Africans know this. To have an interview, you have to prepare, know how to answer questions given to you. Because trust me, if you make a mistake, your visa is gonna be like, hey, bye bye yo, bye bye yo. It's gonna say bye bye to you, like, yo, like, so you gotta be straight and you gotta know what you're talking about. Like, you gotta be like very certain with the questions. You gotta be specific and, you know, try to not make any mistake. If you make a mistake, you're not getting a visa. So I was preparing for all this. Like, I was studying like it was my whole exams. Meanwhile, I was not even studying in high school. Can you imagine? So I was studying this so hard, yo. Like, because I wanted to come here. Like, bro, I was tired of living in Ghana. Like, so when the final day of the interview came, we went in. So I was actually coming here with my brother. So we went in and they asked us questions. Yo, like, you know how like with other people's experience, right? People were saying they asked them a lot of questions. People were saying their visa got denied, they didn't get it. I was kind of nervous, like, not gonna lie. So my brother first went in, they asked me a couple of questions, and then when I got in, they asked me like what's my name. I just said it, and they asked me like two more questions, or like just one question, and that was it. I was like, yo guys, like, is that the only question they are asking me? I was like, oh my gosh, what if I kind of lied? So they were like, nah, you're not getting a visa. So I'm like, oh my gosh, why didn't they ask me more questions? Because I was really prepared for this, trust me. They didn't ask me any more questions. I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe you're not gonna get it. So after they're done talking, they're like, you got your visa? I'm like, oh my god. Wow. I was so excited. I was like, they didn't even ask me that much questions, and I had to, like, you know, struggle to learn all these things, like not make no mistakes. Yeah, let me tell you, I was so freaking happy. Like, I was so happy that I was like, yes, finally, I'm coming to America. I was so freaking excited. So after that, yo guys, I was like, my whole mood was like just like top tier. Like, I was smiling the entire day. And yeah guys, I was in high school. So, you know, like my high school back in Ghana, Ghana, you're supposed to cut your hair, you have to be bowed. So you guys, my hair was already bowed. and I was coming here and I didn't want to bring my bald head, my bald potato ass head. So I had to braid it, and since my hair was very little, I had to make this little ass braids. And I did not like those braids. But we gotta make it work somehow, you know. We gotta make it work. So yo, like, I did my hair. I was feeling myself because like I haven't had braids in a minute, so I was really feeling myself that day, yo. I was getting prepared. They brought us our winter jackets. Yo, you guys, I saw the winter jacket. I'm like, why is this jacket so freaking big? And I wore it. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, it's so heavy and so big. Like, it's so much heat in it. I don't think I need this. And now look at me here. I'm even struggling to layer up and wear jackets. With that being said, after we did all our shopping and stuff, I didn't have to bring that much clothes because we were gonna shop here anyways. So I didn't have to bring that much. I only had a backpack with me and I think a few more stuff. Yeah, that was basically it. I had to leave everything at home, y'all. This was like, because I actually wanted to, I don't know, like, I'm this type of person that when I'm going somewhere, I always want to pack more. So when like I couldn't pack a lot, I was kind of sad because I didn't have to pack a lot of things, and I kind of miss a lot of things that I left back home. But yo, everything happened so fast, so I had to pack so fast. I had to do everything so fast. So after I came back from school, it took like, I don't know, like a month, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's serious, like I'm actually coming here. So yeah, the night we actually came like around 9 time. No, we actually got to the airport around 9 time, and I was dressed. I wore like some pants and I just had a sweater on because I was not finna wear my winter jacket because it was mad hot. So yeah, we got to the airport and it was our time. We took some pictures, family pictures, spent time with my family. Yo guys, like when I was leaving my mom, it was so emotional. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually leaving. Because at first, yo guys, at first when I was like, I was leaving my mom in Ghana, right? I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm a type of person that I don't show emotions at all. So when I was leaving, I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm leaving her. I'll probably get to talk to her anyways. So I was actually leaving. I'm like, oh my gosh, actually for her, like I'm actually gonna be leaving her because I don't know when I'm gonna come back here. I'm actually really leaving her here. So I was like, I kind of got emotional, but I didn't even cry. My brother cried. I hope he doesn't see this video. So it was time for us to leave. Our flight came and we got into the airplane. This part is so freaking embarrassing. When the plane was about to take off, people were shouting and some Africans were praying. Oh my gosh, like, Lord, please send us safely. People were praying and shouting and yelling, and it was just so chaotic. And I was just laughing because I was like, why are they screaming? Like, it's just a plane. Like, yeah, chill out, you know? And yo, you guys, I wanted to sit beside the window. I'm so mad to this day because I wanted to sit beside the window and like kind of stare at the outside view. But yeah, I kind of sneaked to go sit there, and then someone came and she was like, that's her seat. So I had to get off. I was so mad at it, but I was like, yeah, whatever. So when we was taking off, people were screaming and yelling. I'm like, yeah, chill out. Like, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. But I get it. Well, it was my first time flying out. But I wasn't even scared, bro. I was eating the whole time. I did not sleep. People were sleeping. I was eating the whole freaking time. Eating, going to use the bathroom, coming back, eating, going to use the bathroom.
Stop it. Get some help.
And watching Netflix, yo. I watched a whole I think seasonal movie. Like, I watched everything, y'all. That was how, like, my eyes were awake. I couldn't sleep at all, and I actually don't like sleeping, so I was like, yeah, I get to watch my movies and all that. When the plane landed, I was like, oh my gosh, yo, it took like 12 hours. It was a 9 time, yo. It was a 9 time, so I don't remember how long it took. Maybe 12 hours. I really don't remember. But when we got to United States, it was already morning. It was a Sunday. We got here on a Sunday. Oh, that means I can actually know the dates I came here. Hold on, let me check my calendar real quick. Oh shit, this is gonna take a while. But so you guys, it was just me and my brother, so we kind of had to like figure everything out by ourselves because, you know, we didn't have no adult following us, and I was underage when I came here. And look at me now, all grown up. Shit, time flies by so quickly, yo. So we got to the airport, like the embassy. yeah, the United States Embassy, whatever you call it. So we got there and we checked through our stuff and yeah, pretty much got everything done. And then we kind of waited for our dad to come pick us up. Why does the sun keeps going on and off? Anyways, we first stopped in New York because we had to, like, you know, visit a family member, and later on went to Massachusetts. That's where I'm currently at right now. Yo, let me tell you this. Before we got out of the place, the embassy, I took a foot outside and I'm like, why is it freezing out here? I was like, oh my gosh, why is it so freaking cold? Why does it feel like I'm in a refrigerator? It was freezing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't. I just started like analyzing. Am I about to live here my entire life? Like, am I about to stay in this cold? Like, you know, I just moved from Africa, like Ghana. Like, it's very hot out there. So it's like moving from like 80 degrees weather to like 20 degrees weather. And it was winter when I came here, y'all. Like, can you imagine? It was around this time and it was really cold. And it was my first time here. I'm like, I'm not about to stay in this cold. Like, it was very, very, very cold, yo. So I was like in the car, like when we were coming, I was just like thinking, oh my gosh, am I coming to stay here? Like, I can't do this. This is too much. This is too much. Oh my gosh, when we were in the car, I was just staring outside, just looking outside. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. Like, not gonna lie, the view was really cute. Because, like, I was in Africa this whole time and I just came here. Like, all I see is, like, tall buildings. And, you know, it's New York, too. Like, all I see is this there's tall buildings everywhere. I'm like, ooh, this looks really nice. Nah, I was very impressed when I was like, oh my gosh. So finally, this is what you're talking about. America, America, America. And when you're like, that's what you're saying. Like, so I was seeing the tall buildings. It was cute, though. It was nice. And I was like, ooh, this looks kind of fancy. But now look at me, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I want to go back to Ghana. So when we first got home, I packed out my stuff and school had already begun. It was like the second quarter of high school, so I had to go to high school. But I had to wait like a week to get my stuff together. And that time it was like it wasn't really snowing, so I had to wait for it to snow, y'all. And the first day it snowed, I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, I was very, like, you know, I was like, it was my first time, so I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, it's snowing. Look at that. Like, look at the white stuff, the white fluffy stuff. Oh my god, this is so beautiful.
Okay.
And I was just looking at it, I was like, oh my gosh, like, God is amazing. Like, you just like let snow fall in certain parts of the, you know, world, and certain parts is just hot all the time. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I was like, this is beautiful. And I went outside and it was very cold. Yes, it was very cold, but it wasn't as much as it was. Like, it wasn't that cold when it was not snowing. That's what I've actually realized. When it's snowing, it's not that cold compared to when it's not snowing at all. But when it's not snowing at all, but we're still in winter. And I was like, so I went outside, like, duh, I had to do it. I went outside and I went to touch the snow and all of that. And then, like, I was happy to, like, plow the snow, you know, like, take the snow off the cars and stuff. For the first time, I was happy, but now tell me to go do it and I'll just be like, no, I don't want to. But yeah, it was my first time, so of course I was curious. I wanted to, like, know everything. So that was that part. Later on, we went shopping to go get some clothes, because, you know, remember I said I didn't bring a lot of clothes, so we had to go do that shopping. And yeah, I hope I didn't leave anything out, and I really hope this really entertained y'all. I hope you had fun listening, and I hope this brought a lot of memories. So you guys, I'm gonna end this video here. I hope you liked this so much. If you really did like this video and you watched through to the end, don't forget to leave this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and comment what you want to see next, because I'm bringing a lot. I'm bringing more. Subscribe and let's hit 500 subscribers, yo. Like, anyways, yo, thank you guys so much for watching, and we out for the day. It's me, dangerous, been so long.